So have you ever thought of the entry point for a casual gamer now versus a casual gamer before, right? When I call casual gamer, I mean people who are interested in the hobby, but just want to try it or just want to pass time. They're not like, unless I'm going to put myself like example, like me, who like to play many games, who is interested in the hobby, who follow many news, right? We we play games, let's say every day, but these kind of people, the casual, right, play games every now and then, one time a week, few hours a month. There's, like I say, the word is casual. So for this type of people, sometimes spending um, a certain amount of money on something that is casual is really hard. It's not like us. We can say a game at $80, $70. We say, oh shit, it's expensive, but we like it, and we more likely to buy it than a casual gamer, right? So when a casual gamer see this price, what do they think? I'm not gonna play. Nope, right? I'm not gonna pay that. That's what happened. So let's go again at the entry point before and now. Why I'm mentioning the price? Simple. Prices are raising, right? Or have been raising many years, since many years. But before, gaming is gaming never been cheaper, right? Never been cheap. Let's be honest. Even when gaming started, it was expensive at the time. The thing is, inflation make it worse. But gaming always has been expensive. But there's been many times in gaming that have been accessible for many people, from all status, from the poor to the rich, to the casual to the gamer. I mean, let's start with many years ago, the arcades. The arcade was one of the of the time that gaming was really accessible, because you could go, for example, I'm gonna put myself as an example. I went to a bowling alley, right, and there was a arcade everywhere. I could play the zombie games. I could play many games, the Mortal Kombat games, the Street Fighter games. I mean, there was many games. I was bad at it. That don't mean it was not accessible. It was really accessible. You just put a coin, and that's it. You don't have to spend a really large amount of money. So I was, but at the time I played that, I was what you call it, a casual gamer, right? Because I was just trying it. Now we're going to talk. That is an entry point, because you're interested, but you don't want to play too much. You don't want to pay too much. So you pay just a little bit. Now, many years pass, right? Then the console came to households, and it was expensive, yes. But like I say, it was in a price that if you worked for it, it was accessible. You could play it in your house. That means making it more casual. So you buy one and many people could play it. That's what I call a good entry level. But then the Game Boy, right? The Game Boy was handheld, and it was more accessible. People will watch it. People will see it. You can how do you call it, pass it to someone else, or lend it to someone else, and it was, like I said, accessible, not too expensive. The game also were in a good price. So now, taking into consideration the price, right, the simplicity of these consoles, that is just a plug-in, right, turn in and play, simple, easy, unlike PCs, which I think is someone who is more invested in gaming or things like that, right? Are willing to spend, have the trouble and the problem to troubleshoot a computer, because sometimes games do not run as easily as a PC, a PlayStation in a PC. On a PlayStation, you just put the discs. The game will be morely optimized to that hardware. But in PC, some games you have to optimize yourself, because the company optimizes in a form that is not compatible or well compatible with your hardware. That's normal. Many people want the simplicity in console. Now, that's why I say this entry point is more for casual. The simplicity, the easy, and at the time, the affordable price. But what about now, right? We're comparing the before versus now. Now, you probably know how simple it is. It's more easily, more accessible to enter gaming, but in a casual way, which is simple, just mobile or phone you're using. It's more simple to try it a game in there, meaning you need your phone, meaning being for job, be for contact someone, family members, whatever, working, anything. You need your job for many things in right now, right? And one of them, you can use the phone to play video games. You can download many type of game in your cell phone, right? So if you never try a game, you can try it now, really easy and accessible. But then here's the thing. Oh, I tried gaming in my phone because, well, I already bought my phone. So I want to go to the next level. When I say next level, you're no longer right now. Before, hear this, console is already a mid-level game interest, interest or investment for someone. You're already being called a gamer at this time because console have been gone so expensive, or at such a price, right? That many people are staying playing fun games and maintaining the casual attitude of gaming because they don't want to go to the next level. It's too expensive. Who will buy a console, right? Which is already at the same price of most PC or even a PC, right? And nobody, more or less a casual, they will be intimidated the moment they see the price tag. They will say, "No, I will stay playing. um, I will play games in my phone because it's more accessible, more easily. I don't have to spend so much money. I better play a free to play game in a phone that played in a PC or which is a troubleshooting problem, or a console that even with its simplicity is too expensive. They won't do it. No one. So I feel like that now this entry level, right, is like a barrier, which making people think different, maintaining their status in the entry level, no longer going to the next level, which will be well, I say console, or some people jump from phone to PCs, right? It's like make the big jump because right now making the jump from a phone to a console is not worth it. It's worth jumping from a cell phone gaming experience to a PC because buying just an exclusive, but the simplicity is no longer enough, right? What I mean is no longer enough is that I better learn, right? Waste my time learning how to troubleshoot a PC and buy an expensive PC, which would cost me around the same price a PlayStation 5 Pro, which is $900 now in the increment, right? Um, and the PC will serve me with many things, like a workshop station, which I can do remote jobs. I can do editing. I can do blogging. I can do many things in my PC, from research to project. If I am a university student, to an office worker, anything in my PC that my PlayStation 5 at the same price cannot do. Meaning, I, we should get more for the same price. Right? Is what I'm trying to say. The thing is, since PlayStation, let's say, or console in general, right, which used to be an entry level, is no longer the entry point. It's already changing. Now the phone is the entry point, and the console, instead of maintaining his status of mid level, right? Entry point, like a mid level. It's becoming now uh, like the level of a PC or equivalent to a PC, meaning if before you asked to ask you ask yourself this question, or you were a casual, or you know someone who say, oh, should I buy a console or a PC? When someone asks me that question, I will ask, or I will say this: do you like simplicity, or do you? What is your budget? Do you know how to handle a PC? Because if they don't know how to handle a PC, right? I know they can learn, but sometimes people do not want to learn. They just want to play. So I say, well, a PlayStation, then buy something more simple, right? That's normal. When someone's trying a hobby for the first time, something simple is better. But now, now I say, if you have to learn how to handle a PC, you better learn how to handle a PC, because is a console around are for the rich, like a PC are for, like people say, oh, PC is an expensive hobby. Now PlayStation or console are in the same level of PC. And the thing is, when I say same level, I don't mean the graphic, I don't mean the hardware, I mean in the price, because they giving you something you pay for more, and they give you less. Unless a PC, you pay more, and they give you more than what you pay for. You pay, you get what you pay for in this in PC, right? But in, like I said, in PlayStation or console, you pay for something that is old, which is something I also have, but I'm not gonna talk much about that. Um, that PlayStation and other console like Nintendo or Red Bull, they can make better hardware, but they do not do it. Why? And they increment or increase the old hardware price. One will say, oh, because of RAM, or will say because of AI. No, it been years and years and years they keep increasing the price. They, instead of, or look at it this way, sometimes hardware do not need to be better. Sometimes games need to be better optimized to play in that hardware, and can be done. Yes, because all games like PlayStation 1 games, uh, you will say, oh, the hardware was old. That hardware was old, and people will estimate game that you will say those people were genius. Ultimate game to those console, because they put games that are not supposed to run in that hardware. That was optimization. Well done gaming. Now they just say, oh, if you don't have this, you cannot run this game, or the PlayStation cannot run this game, so we're making a new PlayStation or increase the price because of this or that. No, you just has to know how to optimize a game. But I'm not going to be like I say, I'm not going to rumble much. I think I rumble a lot. So anyway, my point is that the now entry level is accessible, but the next level is not. Meaning, what used to be an entry now is a high end in gaming entry point, um, meaning in endpoint in this case. So anyway, that was all I want to talk. That was one of my opinion on something I have been seeing and I want to talk for a long time. And now, so I rumble what I want to say. Anyway, if you like video like this, let me know in the comment below, and let me know your opinion of what you're thinking about gaming. What is the entry point? What was your entry point also? So tell me. I like to know what other people thinks. It's really amazing seeing how many kind of gamers exit on the mindset of each one. And also, if you like to see more of my videos, I will have a few videos on my screen. But anyway, that's all. I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. The Fallout. Bye bye.